seen this thing yet?
No.
It's insane.
What have you done?
We're doing some work to this thing.
Okay. It looks good.
It's really clean.
It is really clean.
Really clean though.
With a whole lot of motor.
But then you see that. You don't expect to see that.
No.
When you're walking around the back, you expect to see a 2J in here. Well, you expect to see a hood on it.
And a hood.
First off, you don't expect to see no hood. But then when you see no hood, you realize there's no hood because the hood's not going to fit on this thing.
No.
Do they even make a cowl induction hood or? No. So there's no hood. There's no hood going on this. If you put a hood on it, you're going to have to mangle it up to where there's two little side pieces and a little front piece.
Yeah.
Welcome back to CJRaceCars YouTube channel, and well, we have Lee Carter's Hellephant swapped Supra here. And if you watch any of his videos, you know why we have it here. It's here at the shop because Lee's pretty big and the cage is pretty small. So before the last race, he cut out the funny car cage that didn't fit at all. His head was like 2 inches above the funny car cage before. So we have to cut the funny car cage out. We're going to cut the seat out, maybe the inner frame rail out, and move everything around so that he can fit in the car more comfortably and be safe. This thing's fast. I think he took it out and he lifted, don't quote me, but I think this thing went like 880s in a quarter lifting. So it definitely needs the funny car cage really to be safe because,
yeah.
I mean, this thing could go low 8s. I mean, maybe 7s. I don't know. It could be fast. I don't know what kind of power this thing makes, but it's a lot. So we're going to get a plan together. Taylor and Danny are going to cut everything out. We're going to start putting it back together. Basically, the plan is to just clean everything up and move the cage as high as we can. We're basically going to put the cage to where it almost hits the roof, leave like, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch between the roof and the top of the funny car cage. And that's about the most we can do. We're also going to try to move the seat down on the floor. And we're going to probably stand the seat up somewhat straight. That way Lee can always do a pour in and kind of slide forward if he needs more headroom or leg room and move that stuff around. Whereas if we lean the seat on the bottom, he's kind of stuck with that.
Yeah.
He can't move back.
Yeah.
So we're going to lean the seat kind of straight. If he needs more headroom, he can lean forward. Brian could probably go over there and do a pour in for him and be really comfortable. Again, with a car this fast, you want to be comfortable and you want to be safe. I talked to Lee because Lee, I think, has a market cornered on these here Hellephant and Hellcats, and I think he buys all of them that are crashed. It seems like he's got a bunch of them. I talked to him to see if maybe we could get one of these engines before I saw this now. Before I saw this, I talked to him to see if we could get one of these engines because I have a really nice S10. That's not going to surprise you to have a S10, right? That I was thinking about putting one of these in. Daily driver, AC, everything.
Yeah,
and Taylor,
I don't think it'll fit.
Since we've been out here, kind of ruined my dreams, I'm going to be honest. He started doing something over here with a tape measure, and
I mean, as
not
far
wrong.
as width goes, I would think that would be the issue, not so much length. There must be room up front, but
we got
why?
room. I mean, it's actually massive. It's massive. So
yeah, it's a very big motor.
it's possible it'll fit. We're actually going to do some measurements. This is a good thing we have this here before I just said, hey, Lee, send me down an engine. And then it wouldn't fit. We'd have it all cut up and chopped up. The goal with this truck, if we do it, is just to set an engine down in there, make the AC work, and maybe like a T56. It's stick shift.
It's really hard for us, but
We're going to do it.
yeah.
We're going to do it.
Almost sounds like drag and drive. With
Well,
AC?
this is just going to be drive.
Okay.
No even drag, I don't think. This is just going to be a driver that makes some power. This thing makes a bunch of power. And it's built. He built the engine on his channel. So what we do won't be this carried away. It'll be more of a stock Hellcat engine with a T56.
Stockish.
Stockish Hellcat engine with a T56. But that's about it. That's the plan. We're going to push this thing inside, get to cutting, get it knocked out, get it back to Lee so he can try to make some more passes with it.
Yeah.
Today's video sponsor is Raycon. What's up, guys? Summer's in full swing, and I'm out here living my best life. Sunshine, good company, and of course, epic audio to match. Whether I'm grinding through a workout, editing my latest YouTube video, or just hanging out in my backyard barbecuing, my Raycon everyday headphones are my ultimate sidekick, delivering crystal clear sound from sunup to sundown. Let me break it down for you. These headphones are packed with features that are a must-have. First off, the hybrid active noise cancellation is next level. Whether I'm editing in our noisy shop or just tuning out the lawnmower buzz while mowing the lawn, it's like I'm in my own world. Pure focus, no distractions. High quality noise cancellation like this for under $100? You don't find that every day, and that's what makes Raycon such an incredible deal. Battery life, insane. We're talking 40 hours, so I'm never stuck without listening to my favorite podcast or music. And if I'm in a rush, the quick charge function gives me 2 hours of battery with just 15 minutes of charging. That's absolutely perfect for those days that I'm bouncing back and forth from the track to the shop. The ergonomic design is so comfortable, I legit forget I'm wearing them. No earaches, no fuss, these feel like a dream. And with 5 beam forming mics, my calls are always crystal clear. Whether I'm chatting with the guys at the shop or just catching up with friends. Are you ready to upgrade your summer audio game? Head to buyraycon.com/CJRace15 to get 15% off Raycon's best-selling headphones. Just click the link in the description. Plus, they have a 30-day happiness guarantee so you can try them risk-free. Your support helps our channel, so let's make this summer sound as good as it feels. Thanks Raycon for sponsoring today's video.
Rowdy.
Yo, did you see this Supra that just got here?
That thing is rowdy, man.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's got a Hellephant engine in it.
Never would have thought I'd seen a Hellephant engine in a freaking Supra of all cars.
Oh man.
But it fits perfect though.
Well, that's what I need before the down. Get up,
You see the exhaust on this thing?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's got dual 4-inch all the way up back straight line.
It's turnkey too.
This thing sounds rowdy.
I don't know how to
Can you think how tall that tire is? Like, yeah. Better size fabric.
Where are we at so far, Taylor?
Trying to knock the welding out on this thing. Danny's done a lot of fitting, redoing the funny car cage for the owner. I think he's a decently good sized guy. So the cage originally he didn't fit inside of. So we widened the funny car cage, lowered the seat a little bit, but to lower the seat we had to cut out some bars that were originally in here. So we relocated them. We're just trying to knock out the welding so we can put the outer bar for the funny car cage in and then the eyebrow bar and wrap this thing up.
Now we're in the process of just doing the finalization of
Final welding, yeah.
I'm not sure how you're able to get all around this monkey bar.
Basically 10 and a half is bad bag.
Yeah, well, you know. Let's see if I can do this.
Again, I think it's really good for your tires. He does Well, I just said three to people about this tire, because it has much crap. And it needs to like, okay, clean off the keep playing. When it's slick, you don't have any separation. So we would be totally if you're around both. Except most of them. So they swap. So they want to fit. So basically, after you continue to press it, you add up the power. So press.
Taylor has to go through.
I'm just this guy. You want me to start off slow with them beans?
No.
Straight beans, I understand.
It's inch and 5/8 to inch and 5/8.
I got you, man.
Send it. Okay. Do it again.
Again?
Send it. Okay. The X-Race is different than anything we've ever done as far as where one's higher than the other, and so it's just not where it used to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. Without maybe your hand interfering with a bar of it there.
Yeah, I definitely think the best way to do it is just put the seat back in it.
Yeah.
Taylor can sit in it. Taylor's a similar height to Lee,
Yep.
and then he can put his hand, you know, wherever feels comfortable,
Okay.
and we'll mount it from there.
You can zap the hole up, or we can tack the bar in, whichever way you want to do it. I can do either or.
I'll do the put the bar in, and then we can put the seat in, because you're gonna have to put the seat in from that side. More than likely.
So Taylor, the rest of the bars seem to be in. I know you have a couple more that need to be touched up, and one more needs to go in. But you guys are trying to decide where we're gonna put the helmet handle hook or the helmet hook.
Parachute handle.
The parachute handle.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Normally we mount them up towards the ceiling and they hang down, but the funny car cage is different than what we normally do.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to figure out what's going to jive better for this car.
Let me get back to it. Yeah, if you take the 8-pillar out of the equation, it looks good. I mean, this looks good to this, to this.
Yeah.
That actually runs uphill a little bit, but anyway, so that's all good. This screws the whole thing up.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, you're good. And that pretty much kind of follows this a little bit. It's slightly inboard of it.
Okay. All right, I'll fill this stuff up.
So many angles there to kind of take into account.
This did have a bar here before, but we went ahead and made some adjustments. What was the reasoning for that?
Yeah, so the first tube Danny made, he came from about the same point and came down at an angle. It followed the door bar, which didn't look bad, but I know how particular some of us are, and I think that the more parallel option to match the same bar on the other side of the funny car cage looked better.
Seems like the more bars that go in, Taylor, the more cramped and cramped it gets.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it happens. It's part of the gig.
Like it never even happened.
sure how many I was grabbing at the strip.
Yeah, because we need, I don't know what you did with the ones that were back here.
They're in the floor.
Hang on, put that back in there. Might be a little short.
Yeah, that ain't it.
Now, these are the ones I think you had in there. But
Those
they're,
fit,
they're
but-
5/16.
Listen, I took out what you had in there.
Well, I don't know about that. Yeah. but yeah, we could use two, probably the next size longer than that.
So Danny, as far as fitment goes, are you happy?
I'm not the one sitting in it. Fitment, happy. With what we did the best we could with what was here when we got the car. The cage itself wasn't really the way it needed to be. They didn't take advantage of the room in the car. This here could have been out here. This could have been out here, and that would have gave him a lot more headroom. But since this is what it is, and the only way to fix it would be to cut everything out and redo the entire thing, we had to try to move the seat a little bit that way, down, and then move these bars up as high as we could before they hit the Targa roof to gain him all the headroom we could give him. But still, the helmet's going to be very close to this, but there's nothing we can do about that because you have this, and you need a bar through here, and if you don't put that bar, you still can't move it very far because the seat then is going to start hitting the tunnel itself. So yeah, we have very limited area to work with, and we did the best we could with what we had to work with.
So besides the cage modifications, there's not too much else we're doing to this one, right?
So basically what we did is Lee couldn't fit in the car. He cut the funny car cage out. He called me before he did and said, "Is it okay if I cut here?" I said, "Yeah." He cut all that stuff out so he could race it. And they also had a parachute issue where they were pushing it around in a parking lot, and it broke the parachute mount. So if you notice, we did a little parachute modification back here just so that it doesn't fall off again. Whoever welded in before, it didn't have any gussets and the welds weren't great. Definitely someone different than who built the car, because the car's got pretty good welds in it.
There is adjustments?
Yeah, that. Give him more headroom if he wants a little more headroom.
It's just the cable's gonna have to be inside the funny car hoop.
Wait a minute.
And to open it,
What about that?
we can run with
Hang
that.
on to it, see how it feels.
We can probably run with that.
And then the cable can run right here. In
All
fact, you might be able to
He's-
move it inboard a little bit. What we need to do is make our mount
Well, he's got
for the
this.
cable first.
He's got this mount too.
Well, what we're going to need to do is take and put a tab on here with just a hole in it. Or wait, no, to make it adjustable, you could put on one of our, you can weld one of those pieces on here that has a,
For the gas pedals?
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a short piece that we can put on here and just bolt the cable to, well no, we can't use that. It's got to stick out away from the bar because this angle's down, you'll never get a bolt on it, I don't think. Let me get some.
I'm trying to figure out how to mount the cable in the car now. It's all got to be comfortable, but also route right, so that when he pulls the handle, it doesn't snag or have any resistance really.
The point where you were at looked pretty comfy.
Yeah.
I think we can make that work.
Yeah, we could put the cable, we could use a, it doesn't have to be flat, it could be up like this. We could Hold it here, slide that. Or we could use the clamp in there that just clamps down against that. You need something?
No. You just gotta push it past. I don't know, do you want that? Is that what you're looking for? We'll have to pull more cable out behind the parachute.
All right, hold that.
I got it.
About where it's gonna be. There. What the hell you got there? Oh, is that what he uses on there, ball in?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna have to go back.
You have to take this all apart, put on that one, but we got plenty of ones in there that just are like a half deal.
Yeah, but
let me go get one of them.
It's gonna have to be there though.
Oh. It can't be up here. Okay, so it's got to go back there. Well, that makes it a little more different.
Unless you, what if you hold that tight? I mean, that still works.
That's good.
I mean, it could go at an angle.
Let me see how that.
And by the time we put a tab here, it's gonna lower this a little bit.
Not as simple as it looks.
No. It is, but it's not. Like that.
I always like that kind of location because you can kind of, if you're not looking, you can run your hand up the funny car cage. You know, you're not like trying to just search for something. You can just kind of smack your hand back, run it up against the cage, and because believe it or not, when you're going 150 or 60 miles an hour, you're not really like, you can't just look over and be like,
Oh, hey.
it's easier if you can just find it without having to look for it.
Yeah.
I see what Taylor was talking about too, with the bars being uniform.
It looks really good.
The net's kind of tight.
It's twisted too.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, it's not, I don't think it's this. I think it's the alignment. There it is. There it is.
Probably gonna have to pull this apart to get that on there.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, we do. We gotta just take the two rubber pieces off of it, and yeah, leave that off. Okay.
You have to open them up.
Now what you gotta do is you gotta run a drill bit or something down through it, because every one of them doesn't quite go on. This one will. If any of y'all guys use these cables, especially the ones that maybe are made in China, if you ever put your mount like these or whatever that slide over this, and your bolt goes down through the hole here, and that bolt kind of goes part way into that slot and it keeps it from moving. If you get one where you can't get the bolt in it, all you gotta do is take your round file and just go right around that groove with the round file and take off that bevel, this edge on both sides. Bolt will go right in. And every cable I've ever seen lately, you got to do this. It's not very hard to do, it's just a little time consuming. See if that works. There it goes. That's all you got to do. It barely, if you look at it, that edge and that edge is real sharp. Just take a round file and just go around it, and it bevels a little bit that sharp edge and that sharp edge, and that's all it takes to make that screw then go through here. Before it would be just a little bit small, but just another little trick. Now it goes in and it can't come out. So, tip of the day. All right, now you can put your parachute handle back on there. This is such a simple little thing to do, but it's got all kinds of little things you got to line up to make work right. But once you get it all figured out, you'll be happy because it'll work good. Okay, now you get that handle where you think it needs to be, but I would like to see it just a little bit farther forward like that.
Whatever.
I mean, you could rotate this.
Yeah, yeah.
But this mount here, I just have to grind it a little bit, cope it to fit up against this, and then it doesn't have to be flat like this. It can be on an angle, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
And now you'll have adjustment here. You can move your cable if you need more adjustment than what you have on just your threads. I'm all about adjustment. If you make something adjustable like that, it makes life a whole lot easier if things are not exactly the way the particular person wants it. And it's so little effort to make that happen. Yeah, it's got to open that up a little bit. And then we could just tack that on there.
I don't have a marker. Do you have a way to mark it though? On the tube?
Yeah, I got to get my marker. That gives me an idea what it is.
Taylor, even with you in the car, you're a pretty big guy. You seem to have quite a bit of room. How are you? Are you comfortable?
I'm comfy.
Danny said there were micro adjustments that could be made to the seat too, if need be, to be pushed back for more headroom, I believe.
We can sort of rotate or clock the seat just a hair with some bolt holes, just because once you put a helmet on, I think where the seat's sitting, if it's in the same spot it was when I sat in it to fit it, the side of the helmet could actually rest against this bar. But if you wanted to come over just a hair, we could loosen the seat, bolts in the seat, and just shift it just a smidge.
Just enough for some more clearance
just
for the helmet.
That way his helmet's not resting.
And we do want it to be as tight as possible as well for safety reasons.
Yeah.
Now we're going to want it to be up on an angle a little bit because you had it up on an angle a little bit. This way wasn't working good.
Okay.
Those marks are kind of funky. They're different now because the way I had to take and grind that. Does that look like it's pretty good this way?
I think we can make that work. Maybe
it can be angled it over a little bit toward the front, and that way it'll be moving the parachute lever a little closer to him.
Yeah, maybe that'll work. That right there. Hold that.
All right. I can bend that a little bit too if I have to, if I just tap them on it.
I think it'll work.
All right, we'll find out. Well, we had an issue there. We'll have to take and run the screw up
Put the bolt in from the bottom.
Yeah. Maybe. I can run a drill bit through that hole, which it needs to have any. Oh, I know what to do. I know what to do.
He knows what to do.
I know what to do.
Don't break my tacks. You like to do that.
I know I
it's not
do.
the easiest thing to do, but you like to do that.
I know. I have a tendency to break tacks.
Well, you see, if you just put it in the right spot the first time.
Let me see if this works okay with the going down like this. I'd rather have it going down that way in case for some reason you're going to have a self-locking nut on it. But if for some reason nobody ever checks it and the self-locking nut came off, this wouldn't just fall off the vehicle right away.
Might go.
I can bend it some more if I have to. All right, that's what we're up against right there.
Well, your handle's gonna be like that.
Okay, if it's going to be like that, this tab then should have been rotated around. If it's like this,
We can make that work.
or like this, rather, that's straight with the tab
Okay.
right there.
Well, we can make that work.
All right. I would rather take and bend that tab up a little bit more.
All right. You can run the breaker.
All right, I think it'll move okay without breaking. Now, it moved, but it cracked one of the tacks a little bit. Oh yeah, now you can get a nut on it.
Finally finished. What do you think, Cameron?
It's done. I think it came out awesome. If you remember when we started this job, the main thing was to make the cage as tight as we could to the body of the car to give Lee as much room as possible. Hang on! Hey! Woo! Hang on. Wanna start over?
No.
Okay. To give Lee as much room as possible because these are tight cars to begin with. So if you look at it, I think Dan and Taylor absolutely nailed it. There's a tiny bit of room around the funny car cage to the target top. As tight as it could get.
Tiny, like real tiny.
The seat's as close to the floor as you can get it. It's as far back as you can get it. We literally got Lee as much room as we could get Lee without basically having to cut the entire cage out, which is not something we or him wanted to do. I think he's gonna be good. I think he's got plenty of room. I think the job came out good, and these guys got it knocked out really quick.
Now, Taylor, I remember when you were literally upside down in the car welding one of the bars, you were going through some trials and tribulations. Did you have any other issues, or did you see any other issues or problems that made the job any more difficult than it needed to be?
I think that was pretty much the worst. We did have to figure out where we wanted the parachute handle to go, though. Normally we mount it hanging from the ceiling, which we did in this car also. But I was thinking that maybe coming off the tunnel might have been the better option since he is a bigger guy. I didn't know if he'd have room, but after some looking and measuring and everything, we got it to work.
Only the hard part for me is just me being as old as I am getting in and out of that car.
Oh yeah.
That's the hard part. I don't just throw my legs over the bars anymore and just fly in there. It takes a while, and it hurts. You know, it hurts. But that's the only hard part. The actual fabrication of stuff, it was intricate because you were trying to conform it to certain spots, and you want things to look kind of symmetrical. So you had points where you had to hit, and when you're bending up a bar, it's got 2 or 3 different bends in it, and you're trying to hit 2 spots and then make everything else look level. That can be a challenge, but it's easier on our full chassis cars to do what we did. This is a lot harder because of what you're working inside of.
You should be happy, right?
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna be really happy and really safe, which is the important part. We want to keep everybody safe. That's why we do the cages like this. And the way it was before, without the funny car cage, his head was really above any bars that would have helped if anything major happened. Hopefully it never does, but you build these in case anything does happen. So now he does have multiple bars above his head that will help him in case of any accident.
Now, off to our home.
That's it. It's heading back to Lee, so Lee can make some passes in this thing and get it dialed in. Thanks for watching this episode. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yep.